Heaven's California.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to do my Eastern Finals preview and predictions, along with my Western Final preview and predictions. I'm in a different spot because the heat just turned on, the furnace, and the dryer's on as well, which I usually record on in the basement. So I'm not going to be able to send a little shake. So I mean, I'm just going to be here for this video, and at least I get to sit. So the Western Final and Eastern Final. So first I'm going to start off with the Eastern Final. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be doing any more NHL prediction videos. I put that in the bottom of the description in my last one. I was going to continue doing them, but then Wednesday night I'm like, shit, I didn't do it. But then I realized no views anyway, so who cares. Anyway, so Eastern Final, Saskatchewan Roughriders at Toronto Argonauts. At first I thought, you know what, Saskatchewan's going to win this no problem, but after reading some previews I was like, I don't know. I don't even think I shoot. Whatever. So after beating and eliminating the Red Blacks, Saskatchewan now has another tough test in Toronto, taking on the Argonauts. Toronto has a triple threat offense that offers a tough test for opposition. James Wilder Jr., he's been really good, has been the best back in the league over the last 2 months, while Ricky Ray and S.J. Green offer the steady veteran presence required to win come playoff time. Mark Trestman got an extra week to prepare for either Saskatchewan or Ottawa and will have more than enough ready to throw at the Riders. But the Riders should know Wilder will get 20 touches and Ray will throw over 30 pass attempts. It's been almost automatic when the Argonauts have been successful, so the pressure is up on the Riders' defensive line and linebackers to try and get a pass rush with limited numbers while being able to cover Wilder out of the backfield. The Riders' offense, meanwhile, got faster with Marcus Thigpen getting the opportunity to run the ball. His breakaway speed will be hard to handle sideline to sideline if the Riders spread things out a bit. Kevin Glenn was able to spread the ball around to arguably the best receiving corps in the league. A good luck trying to cover everyone. Ottawa was clearly outmatched. The flip side is that the defensive line for the Argonauts should be able to create much more pressure on Glenn, which will make it hard for him to find his third or fourth reads or reds like he was against Ottawa. The Riders' defense, run by Chris Jones, will have things in the bag, as Jones always has something up his sleeve in the playoffs. You don't have multiple Grey Cup rings by accident. This is going to be a great coaching chess battle between two of the most successful coaches in recent CFL history. Saskatchewan is now 6-4-0 on the road this year, including the win in Ottawa last week. Toronto finished 6-3-0 at home this year. Toronto's record finished at 9-9, and Saskatchewan's finished at 10-8. Including the playoffs, they're now 11-8. I've been coughing a lot recently. Saskatchewan has scored 541 points this year, including the playoffs, and have allowed 450 points, including the playoffs. Toronto has scored 482 and allowed 456. This is Toronto's first playoff game this year, obviously, because they got to skip the semifinal. The Riders defeated the Argos in Saskatchewan 38-27 on July 29th, followed by a 27-24 win in Toronto on October 7th. So that means that Saskatchewan is 2-0 against the Argos, and the Argos are 0-2 against the Riders. But that doesn't mean it'll be an easy win for Toronto. It won't be easy. It should be another very close contest in Toronto. And then, of course, whoever wins this game will advance to the 105th Grey Cup game next Sunday in Ottawa against either Calgary or Edmonton, which I will get to in a second. So my prediction for this, I don't even know. I still do think Saskatchewan has the power, but then after reading all these numbers, like Saskatchewan's 2-0 against them, they have been close, especially in Toronto. They have been close, like a 27-24 win, and I'm pretty sure that was just off a walk-off field goal. So I mean, this should be a really good game. It should be close. It should not be it should be very competitive. It just overall should be a great game. I think it will be, to be honest. It's just the fact that I don't know. I feel like Saskatchewan's a lot better, but then of course Toronto's at home. It's the playoffs. It's not like a normal regular season game. But the Argos have not been able to beat them. But of course that was the regular season, not the playoffs. So I don't even know. I'm still gonna say Saskatchewan, but I'm not gonna count on Toronto at all. I have not seen Toronto in a Grey Cup game ever, at all. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, damn, if Toronto actually wins this game, they're gonna be in the Grey Cup, which I don't really see happening, which is why I'm choosing Saskatchewan. So my prediction will most likely be Saskatchewan, I don't have like a percentage. I'm just gonna say like 30% because I do not know, or like 50%. I do not have as much stats for that preview as I do for the Western Final, but yeah. So it should be a great game either way. So now the Western Final, Edmonton Eskimos at Calgary Stampeders. So this one's gonna be another great matchup. That's why I knew these playoffs were gonna be so amazing. Like they're gonna be so amazing because like all teams are like so good this year, except for the last three: Hamilton, Montreal, and I think BC. BC wasn't even that bad, to be honest. So the Western Final, Calgary has lost their last 3 games coming into this one, including 2 of 3 at home. And remember, this one's going to be at home for Calgary. And Edmonton has won 6 straight games now coming into Calgary, including last week's win in Saskatchewan, in Ottawa. The season series between Calgary and Edmonton is 2-1 for Calgary. Calgary took the first 2 games, first in Calgary, 39-18 in Week 11, and then the following week in Week 12, a 25-22 win in Edmonton. So that was like the Labor Day game and then the Labor Day rematch. Their last matchup was in Week 19, where Edmonton took it 29-20. They play for the 4th time this season, but this one is obviously going to be by far the most important. Calgary is 13-4-1 with 27 points, with 523 points scored and only 349 points allowed. Edmonton is 12-6-0 with 24 points, with 549 points scored and 527 allowed, including the playoffs for both. So now I'm going to tell you some stats. So for the quarterbacks, two of the league greats in Mike Riley and Bo Levi Mitchell duel for the 4th time this season. Mitchell has enjoyed another strong season for the Red and White, yet hasn't always seen himself following an MOP 2016 season. Mitchell has had more career success than Riley, but this year, the Eskimos quarterback has been the better of the two, getting the nod over his provincial counterpart. So the advantage for the quarterback is going to be Edmonton. Now for the running backs, Jerome Messam has averaged 3.5 yards per carry his last 4 games, failing to eclipse more than 43 yards in any game over that span. While the Stamps' workhorse may be having the best season, CJ Gable has been the better back as of late, carrying the Eskimos on his shoulders ever since being acquired last month. So the advantage for this one is also going to be Edmonton. Now for receivers, if it's not Brendan Zylstra or Darryl Walker, it's Darius Bowman. All 3 are playing an integral, I don't know how to say that, integral role for the Eskimos from week to week, with the veteran at number 4 Bowman looking rejuvenated late in the season. The Stampeders have really good receivers too, with Devarius Daniels and Kamar Jordan leading the charge. The advantage for them is also Edmonton. For the offensive line, being behind the brute force of their O-line, the Eskimos surrendered the fewest sacks in the CFL, 29 this season, while ranking 2nd in the CFL in rushing yardage, 96.3 yards per game. Calgary's offensive line has been equally impressive no matter who's in the game, with Ucombre Williams the latest to emerge as a big name. So the advantage here is push. So I'm assuming that means like both. Like it's kind of like even. So push. For the defensive line, the Stamps have arguably the best defensive lineman in all of football in Micah Johnson, while Charleston Hughes still has the ability to attract on opposing quarterbacks. Calgary also leads the CFL in sacks, 50, and quarterback pressures with 125. But that's not to avoid Edmonton's vaunted unit. Euclid Cummings, I know I said that right, and Armando Sewell may be the best combination of interior defensive linemen around. The advantage there is also push, so both. It's kind of like the same thing. For linebackers, after season-ending injuries to J.C. Sherritt and Corey Greenwood out of the gate, the Eskimos' depth has been remarkable at the linebacker position. Adam Konar and Corey Jones have done a nice job stepping in, while Kenny Ladler may be the best SAM linebacker in the game. The Stamps linebackers are just a bit better, though led by most outstanding defensive player nominee Alex Singleton. A rookie Jameer Thurman has also been terrific. The advantage there is Calgary. For the defensive backs, the Stampeders rank number 1 in the league with only 254.6 passing yards per game against their defense. They're a savvy veteran group with no glaring weaknesses, while Josh Bell and Jamar Wall are a veteran duo that's been almost impossible to beat this season. The Asks DBs are coming along nicely, but aren't quite there yet with Calgary, like just yet. So the advantage there is also for Calgary. For the return game, while Jamil Smith is a slippery returner for the Eskimos, this battle comes down to one man and one man only, Roy Finch. The Stamps return man has been lights out in 2017, ranking 5th in the league in all-purpose yards at 2,161. Despite missing time due to injury, Finch can change a game in the blink of an eye. So the advantage there is also Calgary. For the kicking game, the last thing. While the Eskimos are happy to have Sean White back, Stamps kicker Rene Paredes has quietly gone about his business this season, nailing 53 of 58 attempts and surpassing Justin Medlock as the CFL's all-time most accurate kicker. If there's a captain clutch in the CFL, that may be Paredes. The advantage there is also Calgary. So now, here's a little book thing that I found. Calgary wrapped up the 2017 season series with their second straight Labor Day home-and-home set sweep from Edmonton. Edmonton scored only 3 points in the first quarter against Calgary this year. The Stamps outscored them 44-123 in the first half. Edmonton dominated offensively, 408 yards to 353, with 33-14 of time possession, 354 passing yards per game, and a 56% conversion rate, which is really good. Calgary's edges were on defense with 9 sacks to 3, 32 pressures to 16 by the Asks, and 7 takeaways to just 3 by Edmonton. In the red zone, Calgary cashed in 7 of their 10 red zone chances, 70%. Edmonton went just 4 of 10, which is 40%. For punting, Calgary averaged 36.2 yards to Edmonton's 31.9, mainly due to a 90-yard TD return by Roy Finch. For field goals, Rene Paredes made 6 of 7 field goal attempts. Versus Edmonton this year, Sean White missed all 3 games versus Stampeders. Alex Singleton had tackle totals of 13, 11, and 6 for 30 defensive stops versus Edmonton. He had a tackle for loss in each game. For big plays, Edmonton created 7 big plays to Calgary's 9. Kenny Ladler made 14 tackles in the 2 games he played against Calgary. Aaron Grimes made 8 defensive tackles in his 1 game. Now the final paragraph thing. So other notes, and that's it. Calgary comes into this game with a 3-game losing streak, their longest in advanced. This is a big, oh my god, I didn't even know this. So Calgary comes into this game with a 3-game losing streak, like I mentioned before, their longest in advance of a playoff game since 1957. So the last time the Stampeders have lost 3 games going into the playoffs was since 1957. How many years is that? I'm going to calculate that right now. So this year is 2017. 2017 minus 1956 or 1957? 1957. So the first time in 60 years, which is insane. That's insane. I don't know what happened 60 years ago, but let's see what happens here. Calgary's last win. The Stamps enter this game with a 2-game home losing streak after winning 17 straight at McMahon Stadium. They last won at home 50 days ago, so September 19th of this year to November 18th, 2017, 0 days. Their last win at all was on October 13th, 2017, 36 days ago. So the Stampeders have not won in 36 days, and they have not won at home in 50 days. So CJ Gable has rushed for at least 70 yards in all 5 games he has started for Edmonton, including 107 in the semifinal win at Winnipeg. Gable has 473 yards on 89 carries over his 5 Edmonton games for a 5.3 yard average with 4 rushing touchdowns. For the last thingy, Johnny Adams has shifted to kick cover duty in recent games and has 9 special teams tackles in the last 4 contests. So that was my CFL Western Final, Eastern Final predictions and preview. My prediction for Calgary and Edmonton, the heater finally turned off, thank God. I'm literally like a cat. I will sit at the vent with my legs there, my freaking body. I'm just like, it's so warm. So yeah. Anyway, so I think my prediction for this game is shifting more toward Edmonton. but I know you cannot count out Calgary. This game will be another. All Edmonton and Calgary games are literally close, and this one is likely to be no different. And it's gonna be a great game. So I hope you guys like this video. Thank you for watching. Once again, I'm no longer going to do NHL predictions. My next video, I don't know what it will be. I'm trying to do covers, but now that I'm getting sick, I'm probably not going to do any covers because my voice is already bad as it is. The last thing I need is a cold added to that, or like my voice being kind of weird and I always have to cough, you know what I mean? So you're probably not going to see covers for a little bit. I know it's been a while, I really want to, but I just suck and I do not want to post anything garbage on YouTube, which I mean, I already have, but I mean, whatever. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share this video, comment on this video, subscribe if you're new, like, comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.